The European Union is a role model in many ways in the field of human rights. The European Union, with the Charter on Fundamental Rights, has mainstreamed human rights into a number of policy areas, from internal security to questions of discrimination, Roma issues, etc. So legally and institutional, there is a strong framework. At the same time, we also know that there are a number of challenges in the Union, in member states, and there's still a lot to be done. In relation to the treaty provision, Article 7, there is an issue of actually turning that into reality. It's very complicated, but it's of course trying to address when member states are in conflict with some of the core values. If some of the democratic institutions are being eroded, are not sort of getting the independence, for example, the courts, as they should have. Here we have to realize that the powers of the Union is very limited. Member states want to keep that as part of their sovereignty. We are talking about the core of the democratic state, so for good reasons member states are reluctant. But at the same time, for building the trust between the 28 member states, we also need to ensure that those elements are in place, that we can trust the court systems, that we know there is an independent ombuds institutions, and all these issues are in place. And here we still have to work with making the treaty provision, Article 7, more dynamic. The Commission has now put forward a framework where they could maybe give some more flesh and blood to it and address more firmly some of the concerns that we see today in some of the member states. There's no doubt that we need a higher level of cooperation, solidarity when it comes to asylum seekers, refugees, the pressures that we see across the Mediterranean today. The framework that we have proven not to be able to tackle the current situations. We need to have a stronger sense of that this is a European responsibility. So when you hit as an asylum seeker, refugee, one of the outer borders, it's not only the concern of that one member state, it's a concern to everybody. So we need to have internal resettlement schemes in place, so as to say a division between the member states. But we could also open for more legal avenues into the Union, so the asylum seekers, refugees would not have to get into the boats and into these very dangerous situations, and in that way alleviate some of the big burdens that we see in the neighboring countries to Syria today, but there are also other refugee crises where we could help.